Hello, my name is Sue Smith and I'm a brand ambassador for docrafts, and I'd like to show you how to make this card, a vase of flowers in a card. Okay, so it's with a cream A5 card blank and just trim about 1 centimetre off the top. And I'm just going to start by cutting the frame. And I'm going to use the fabulous ruler, because it's got all the clear ruler with all the lines in it and the steel blade. So I can line the lines up against the fold of the card, so there's no real measuring. I can just cut away, line up the lines and just cut the frame out all the way round until you end up with a framed card like that. And then if you do the same with a couple of cardstock colours like that to decorate it. Love a glue stick. It's one of my favourite adhesives. There. Got wiggle time, so you can move it in perfect position. There, and then we can start off with the making of the vase. Okay, I've provided myself with a template, sort of similar size to fit into there. So draw around the template till you get your vase. I find this easier to do because I want to emboss it in a certain pattern. I'm going to use this Moroccan star embossing folder, which is stunning. And I want to place my vase exactly, I'm going to hold it up to the pattern, and then I can see exactly where I want the design to go, and centrally as well. I find it easier to cut it out first rather than emboss and then cut round the shape. So I'm going to place that in the die cutting machine on about 6.5 to emboss that. It's always a joy to see this come out, the relief. Almost want to touch it. Fabulous. And to accentuate that more, I'm going to buff it up with some ink. I've got some blue pearlized ink here, and it gives it a bit of extra luster as well. I'm just going round the edge just to make it look more 3D appearance, and a bit more all the way around just to show that beautiful relief and for an extra bit of shine. I think when you use the pad directly, you get more of the pearlescent effect coming off. There, just to make it look 3D. So you do that 3 times, okay, because I want the vase to look 3D, almost like a decoupage really. So I've done it 3 times. And then we need to come to the flowers. I've got the meadow flower set here, which is fabulous. Lots of different wild flowers. I've chosen a colour scheme, sort of pinks and cinnamons and buff sort of colours. So then decide which ones. I kept the same flower to the same colour. Okay. So I'm going to die cut those, and you lower the rollers. So put that on about 4.5. Just jammed it in there. That's it to cut those. I'll just run one through to show you, because there's quite a few that you have to make up. Okay, so when you've done that, I've got some vases prepared here. So this is the first layer that I've chosen 3 colours, and just stick them on the back with the the glue stick and wiggle them around to place them all in a nice, it's like flower arranging, all in a nice arc like that. And then the second one, I've mirrored the same 3 flowers just to bring the design back. So they've got that one, the sort of poppy, and the pink one in the middle, and then added 2 more flowers, slightly higher level. And then with the third one, I've created the same 3 flowers again, and also added 2 different flowers using this one and this lovely allium looking one at the top. It's almost like a firework. I quite like that one. So when you build them all together, you can see a little bit of each one. It creates a nice vase of flowers. Okay, and how do we hold these in the card? I shall show you. From the centerpiece that came out of the card there, you don't want to waste anything, we can cut a tab off, which is about a centimetre tab like this, and then we're going to cut 3 notches into it, and they're a centimetre apart, one end, and then just bend slightly about a centimetre, a gluing tab, and then just fold that back as well, and this creates a longer gluing tab which we need to curve in our fingers to fit into the card. So you make 2 of those there with the same 3 slots that line up, and the distance between one of these is just slightly shorter than this one, so just fold it just slightly further away. Okay, and then to attach those to the inside of our card, put plenty of glue on the long side. So that's going, so we want the slots facing upwards. In fact, I'll put some more glue because it needs to hold right at the back there. So the longer one goes first, the longer one, yeah, and then the one with the shorter distance goes in front, like so. So I'm going to glue the tab of the shorter one and put it just off centre, closer to the fold, and then glue the second one. It's a bit longer because it's got to wrap around the shorter one. A bit more glue. And then you can use the width of that centimetre tab to separate them. Okay, so you almost get, oh, it's come unstuck, like 2 supports, and they're kind of a bit hidden from the front, which is quite nice, so you won't be able to see them so much. Okay, and then when you've done the vase of flowers, each one needs a slot cut into it, 2 slots a centimetre apart. And don't just cut 1 line with the scissors, cut 2 lines really close together so that you do actually get a gap. Okay, and then when everything's all dry, you can actually start placing these within the card. I haven't used any glue to glue these down. I just think the little slots are enough to support the vase. And then that's right. And then it just needs a little additional decoration, I think. So I've done some stamping. Some of these, I think they're actually moths. They're little moths, I think, from the Butterfly Kaleidoscope collection. I'm using the same blue ink. So put your stamp down onto your stamping block. Take the pad to the stamp. And then stamp 3 of these. And they've got the good luster about them as well. I do like these pearlescent inks. So we do 3 of those. I think they take a little longer to dry than the normal inks. So allow those to dry and then cut them out. And cut 3 of them out. Place a foam pad behind them and just gently bend the wings up. Give them a bit more life. Okay, and then it can be stuck one on the vase, one in the background, and then another one at the sentiment, which is also stamped using the Wedding Alpha set. Very versatile, those stamps, the alphabet stamps there from the wedding collection. I've backed this, stamped it onto cream and backed it onto one of the pink colours to tie in all the theme of it. So again, foam pads on that. And then do a bit of layering and clustering by just adding a little flower as well. That can just be glued straight onto the frame. And then add the sentiment. Just have a bit hanging off the edge, add a bit of interest. And then another foam pad for this moth. Bend its wings as well. I love things in 3s. It just works. 3 items. It creates movement because your eye notices each one. Your eye jumps to each one. Just adds a bit of interest to the card. And just to show you, it does actually all fold flat for posting. There you go. Hope you enjoyed seeing me do that.